Well, we've taken a look at the Northern historics on the Malton Forest Rally, so let's take a look now at the overall results. It will be a great start for Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson. They lead the way from the start and end the morning with a 40-second lead, the sort of pace that had given them the BTRDA title this year. Stephen Petch and Michael Wilkinson will be suffering a little with a misfiring car. They still put in some good times though to lie in third at this stage. And Hugh Hunter and Rob Fagg make a return to the gravel, lying third at this stage after a slow start to stage one where they were lying seventh. Sadly, things will be going the other way for Peter Stevenson and Giles Dykes. They'd been rounding out the podium places in the first pair of stages, but that would turn to fourth place in stage three. Our Northern historic leaders, Steve Bannister and Callum Atkinson, will be fifth overall at this stage. Their battle for the two-wheel drive honours overall will be made a little easier with the loss of Matthew Robinson and Sam Collis in that Fiat 131 early in the rally. They go out on stage two and are unable to continue. A change of car and surface for Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh, having competed at Alton Park the day before in the Subaru. Things were going okay so far, with sixth place overall in the Fiesta. Steve Petch and John Richardson put the second team car in the top of the results with seventh place for now, and on an equal time as well to Simpson overall. Ian Baumgart and Mike Dixon end this morning's stages with 8th place on our leaderboard, 24 seconds back from Petch. And it will be 9th for Nick Cook and Dave Raw, although that almost wasn't the case in stage one when the pair go off the road, luckily not hitting anything along the way. And rounding out our top 10 now are Pete Smith and John Millington, bringing the Metro out this weekend to tackle these slippery conditions. The mud on the stages was creating some very different lines this weekend. Paul Street and Ian Jones will be one of the many to stray off the clean line and give the spectators a bit of a soaking along the way. It would, however, be infinitely worse for Neil Horns and Simon Pickard. They only get as far as junction 8 in the opening stage before ending their rally well off the road in a ditch. So we reach the end of the morning stages, the results at the top looking like this. On to the afternoon stages then, and lucky to be getting to the finish at all were Ashley Young and Thomas Lambert. They managed to stop the car before it joined Neil Horns in the ditch he'd gone into on the opening stage. This weekend would be a big success for Sam Bilham and James Whittaker. The finish here would give Sam the English Championship title for 2016. On to the top 10 then, and there will be a few changes, with Alistair Ginley and Craig Thorley taking that 10th place at the end of the rally. Nick Cook and Dave Raw survived the rest of the day without anything worse than that scare on stage one, ending the event with 9th place overall. Pete Smith and John Millington gain some positions in the afternoon and keep that Metro pointing in the right direction, which must have been a struggle in itself to take 8th place by the finish. For Ian Baumgart and Mike Dixon, it would be 7th. Just the one place gained for them, but they would be happy with their results. And it was a good result this weekend for Steve Petch and John Richardson, the second of the team cars to reach the finish inside the top 10 and with 6th overall. Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh have a better end to the day than their rally at Alton Park the day before. They end the event with 5th place in Yorkshire. Steve Bannister and Callum Atkinson used the most of that local knowledge to reach the finish with 4th place overall. A giant killing performance, the highest placed historic crew this weekend. Sadly, we'd lose Hugh Hunter and Rob Fagg from the fight and the results when they stop in the final stages of the day, but they hadn't stopped trying right up until that point. So that would mean it's 3rd for Peter Stevenson and Giles Dykes by the end of the event. In the end, a good day for the pair, staying out of trouble and claiming that podium place. There wouldn't be any change at the top though. Stephen Petch and Michael Wilkinson would have to settle for 2nd place this time out. A good result given their problems with the car. But that does mean it's victory for Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson. Another victory to add to their collection, and indeed to their BTRDA Championship title for 2016. So at the end of the MEM Malton Forest Rally, the results looked like this.